442 kilometers. That's a little late. 281, 229. I think we can achieve that. 17 minutes away. Alright, that will be our burn. So that's 17 minutes away. We're going to do a burn of 834 meters per second. That's going to require much more energy than we've got our first stage in. So I think we're just going to eject our first stage. Be all good. And we're going to land with... this is going to get us into orbit around the Mun and then get us a landing place on it. So this should be pretty easy. Yeah, I think we're okay. We will. It does look like we're going to slip around the wrong way, but that's kind of okay. So we've got our burn in 16 minutes, so we're just going to advance around the burn. Our burn is 1.5 minutes away. Hopefully we've got enough energy. I notice our electrical charge is quite low. That could be interesting. 1 minute away. We don't actually have a lot of electrical charge at the moment. We're on the dark side, so it's going to be very important for us to land on the light side of the moon, because otherwise our probe is not going to last terribly long. We're about 50 seconds away from the burn, so we're just going to start burning now. We've got more than a minute, more than 2 minutes to do this burn, so we're going to be probably executing the burn late, unfortunately. However, we have a ton of fuel, so not actually necessarily that bad. Still more than a minute left on this burn. We've got our electrical charges going back up, so we're going to be fully charged for our run. Still got 45 seconds left on this burn. Wow. This is a long burn. Five seconds left. Cut it. 8.2 meters per second is probably not quite right. Oh, actually we're short. We will actually need to be burning a little bit more aggressively to... towards our target. That looks pretty good. Okay, we're a little better now. Okay, so we're now in Mun orbit. We need to worry about doing a burn to actually manage to get us into... no, I want to add a maneuver. And I want us to slow down in a staggering amount. 1.4 million. No. $106 kilometers. That looks good. So we've got quite a big burn coming up. It's a 31-second burn that is going to put us our low end of our Mun down to 100 and something kilometers. So we will subsequently be on a at least some sort of orbit. We'll need to lower the other end when we get to it, but 251 meters per second, 31-second burn, it's not that difficult to achieve, so we should actually be pretty good. Oh, we're about 3 minutes past our point. Okay, well we need to rotate round and just do the burn. Alright, so we should now be in a moderate orbit around the Mun. We're not bad, 108, 432. So we'll make another burn around here to get us to a point where we're nice and stable. 187, 103, 108. Yeah, that looks good. That'll be an easy burn to pull off. So once we're in a 100-kilometer orbit around Mun, we will probably abandon the rest of this craft and go for an insertion burn to actually put us into the landing phase. So the good part about this is that, as you can see from the liquid fuel, we've got more than half our fuel in this stage still available. And we actually overall have, yeah, we've actually still got liquid fuel available at the lander stage as well, so we're in a pretty good position at this point. And in another hour we will do our burn to bring us down into a nice low 100 kilometer orbit around the Mun. So we're now in a 100 by 100 kilometer orbit around the Mun. It's looking pretty good for our craft. We now need to figure out how we're going to actually get down. The complicated part is that we really want to land on the light side if we can. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to do a deorbit burn that is going to pull hopefully our down to about 5 kilometers. No, I need it to be a little bit lower than that. Yeah, okay. So this is going to be our aim, is to try and do a powered descent into this place. Once we've set up that powered descent, we'll actually slow down until we are essentially dropping vertically, and then try and null our our rates. So this could be an interesting problem right now. We'll see whether or not we can actually do the landing. Alright, that looks like it's going to be close enough. We should be landing somewhere. I don't know how well the landing's going to go, but we should be landing somewhere. So we're going to discard our last stage because this really doesn't matter. And we're going to put our landing gear down as well. And we're also going to retract our panels because we don't really want them to fall off when we land. So this is our craft. We're going to see whether or not this can actually land. I think the probability of it landing is actually quite low, but we'll see how it goes. We'll be attempting to use RCS to correct our directions while we use the main engine to ensure that we've got a powered descent. So we are some ways away from our insertion point. I'm just going to fast forward through this bit. Still got enough electrical charge. So we're now at 70,000 kilometers. We're going to try and null off some of that. Yeah, it's gonna be going very fast when we intersect, which is gonna be a bit of a pain. There's not a lot we can do about that. Hopefully we will actually have enough energy to pull this out. We're at the point where we need to pull it up. Still going to land in a decent place. So we're into the slow phase. We're just going to bleed off all the speed that we can until effectively we're just going to fall down to the surface. I'm not actually certain that this is the right way to land, but at this point it's got to be more effective than some of the other ways that I've tried landing. Let's get our surface speed down to ideally fairly close to 0. Still quite high, so but our drop rate is still quite high. We're at 20 kilometers. Kilometers. Still going for powered descent. $12 kilometers. Still going for powered descent. Okay, we're really going to need to start dropping that surface velocity. We're at 9,000. Alright, let's just let it drift down a little bit for a bit. Should be capable of executing powered descent still. We're at 5 kilometers above. We're still cruising down. Magic number here is 12 meters per second. That's just a warning that I'm about to be late for something. are at 3,900. And that is how we land on the Mun. We have successfully landed on the Mun. Alright, let's extend our panels so that we actually have some electrical power. Let's extend our panels so we have some electrical power. Alright, that's better. So, we now have a probe that is on the Mun. It's, I don't know, where have we landed? I don't know. We've landed... Oh, okay. Okay. We've landed on the light side. It's not far away from the huge impact crater. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, there's not a lot else that I'm going to do with this probe. This was purely an experiment to try and actually see whether or not I can actually land anything on the Mun. There's no Kerbal in it. I can't get out, but it's good to know that for the first time, I think in the entire history I've played this game, I have actually landed something on the Mun and it hasn't fallen apart. And we actually do have enough fuel to take off again, but I think I'm just going to leave this right here for now.